Today, I have a special guest in South Africa, Naadia, and she's going to share a little bit about her experience with cancer.
Hi, Thomas. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Always doing good because you know what? A positive approach helps in everything.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so talk to me. Just give me some background. What's your experience being with cancer?
Let me just tell you, it was my birthday on Saturday, so I'm 45 years old.
Oh wow!
Okay, so
Happy
happy birthday
birthday.
to me. Silly me, naive me, had never ever thought of mammograms in her life. Okay. So just so happens serendipitously, I ended up at my gynae and somewhere around the second week of March, and she did a full physical. She did palpitations of the breast. She felt nothing, and she just asked me, Nadia, well, you're 44 years old. Have you ever been for a mammogram? And I said no. She said, you know what? There's the lab just 2 doors away. Why don't you just go see if they have a spot for you? And I went, and boom, bang. I did the mammogram, and I noticed the lady's face changed. They did the sauna, and the doctor came in and just said, have you felt any pain? Have you felt any lumps? And I said, no. She said, she said, my dear, well, you know what? We see a lump, and we need to do a biopsy right now. And it took me completely by surprise. I agreed to it. They did the biopsy. And then she did the strangest thing. She told her assistant to make me a cup of tea. So I sat down, and this is like the movie. No, it's like the movies. So you sit down, and I'm thinking, why is she making me a cup of tea? All I want to do is get out of here. It's just a routine check. I mean, come on. I have like absolutely nothing wrong with me. And she says, my dear, you're going to survive this. And I said, to survive what? I think I went numb at that point. I drank my tea and I shed the tears because for me it was still surreal. It was absolutely surreal. I didn't understand what was happening. I knew. Maybe I thought I was in the movies also that day. So I cried. I walked out of there. I drove home. And then it just been a whirlwind. That was March 14th. 3 days later, I got confirmed biopsy results. 3 weeks later, or 3 or 4 weeks later, I had a bilateral mastectomy. The reconstruction of the breast done on the same, okay? So they first thought there was one tumor, but when they went in, they found a second larger tumor, which none of the other tests. I haven't had that good experiences with my surgeons and my cohesive team in terms of my medical experience. In fact, because I'm an outspoken person, I tend to talk a lot and to ask a lot of questions, and medical personnel sometimes, especially the super specialists, they don't like to be questioned, right? It becomes a game of ego versus I'm the doctor, you're the patient kind of person. However, I ask, and I've had multiple complications. You know, I was 4 weeks ago, I had a 5-hour off because of things that went wrong. An infection brewed up. After the initial bilateral mastectomy, they said the parameters. In cancer, they talk about parameters. So they said the parameters were too close to the nipple. I was very privileged that I had an excellent oncologist, and he motivated my medical insurance to have a very special type of test done in the US. It's called an oncotype. It costs $5,000 and it's not available to the rest of the world. Okay, so it's a high premium thing. And as I'm a single mother of 4 teenagers, I would not be able to afford this. However, my medical insurance, for some reason, was very good to me, and they actually gave it the go ahead. And within 3 days, I got results, and I've been treated. You know, I'm being treated by an oncologist. I'm being treated by a breast surgeon, breast cancer surgeon. And I'm being treated by a reconstructive surgeon. So there's a team that surrounds me. But, okay, so that's now the medical part of it. It comes down to choices also that the individual has to make. And I believe that these choices are made purely on your personality. I'm not into the alternatives. And though my experience has been, what can I say? You know, we've had clashes. I still will 100% go with the medical treatment for very, very specific reasons. And I'm going to say this very clear. There is diagnostic evidence that can be done, or diagnostic tests that can be done every single day to monitor growth or non-growth or appearance or recurrence of a tumor again, etc. I'm not cancer free. My chemo that I'm doing will be for the next 5 years. I'm suffering the side effects of it terribly. Other people have different types of chemo, but because of the test that they did in the US, it came back, and my oncologist apologized to me. He said, if it were not for this test, we would have given you the wrong chemo. I would have given you the wrong chemo, and based on your slim frame, you would have died because we would not have been treating the cancer, and your frame would have been too small, your body too small to take the harsh chemo. But I'm still pro the medical route because you're basically holding your life in your hands here. And when you do the homeopathic route, the cannabis oil, I believe, could aid. But you could go solely onto, doing your juicing and cannabis oil, etc. And 2 months later, without any test, you might be from stage 2 to stage 4. And your life is gone. How can you afford to play with your life?
Can I ask you a question? You're quite passionate about it. I think. What about the thought that if you hadn't have had this test, the medical route would have been devastating for you? So
okay. Absolutely, I get it. If I had not have had the oncotype, okay, I would have been given the wrong chemo.
Yeah.
I would have lost my. Some of the times, my oncologist, who's a humanist, he told me my educated guess was wrong, and I apologize to you. And my question to him was, Doctor, why is it that the people in my country are not privy to this test that I was privy to? He says, because we can't afford it. Because the US invested $18 billion into making this machine. And until they redeem all their costs in actually manufacturing it, will they then sell it to the rest of the world? Until now, they're renting it out as a service. So I can understand that, yes, medical has become money, money over sunny, But still, with all of that, I will not dice with my life. I think it's a very, very, very individualistic journey that each person has to take.
Ironically, in your instance, even without that test, you would have been taking just a bigger gamble with your life by going the conventional medical route. The conventional medical route has got evidence behind it, and that is what gives you confidence.
Yes. I need facts to feel safe. You don't know how fast your cancer is going to move. And when you're sitting in that hospital and they're doing the test, they are monitoring. Sure. And when you're doing it on your own, there is no evidential monitoring. You're basically you're basically your own doctor, and you're believing in the medicinal powers of that may be. Your critical point where it could have gone wrong, absolutely could have gone wrong, and maybe I wouldn't be alive to actually talk to you today. Maybe, but it did go right for me. So each journey is going to be a separate journey, walk by that individual to do what's right.
All right, Naadia, that's brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you
very, very much for sharing your story.
This cancer is not going to kill me. It's not going to fuck me up, really. It's not going to do that. Chosen the wrong woman. Because I'm a fighter, I fight back as hard as it's going to give me. It's not going to kill me. Definitely not. I'm very, very, very positive about this.
Thank you, Naadia. I love your attitude.
Thank you, Thomas.